Here's the thing you guys got to understand. Winning demands that you look stupid first. That's the game. You're gonna look like a clown the first time you try anything worthwhile.
And what I didn't understand by being determined to chase something, by being committed to it, and what commitment is staying true to what you said you were going to do long after the mood that you have set it in has left. You see, people think commitment is saying, yes, I'll do it on the days when it feels good.
Winning has a price, and leadership has a price.
So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself.
Commit to getting after it in the morning. Commit to it. Commit to it. I know you're scared of it. Commit to it. Let's go. Let's go. Commit to it. Commit to prioritize and execute. Commit to hydration. Commit to clean fuel. Commit to no sugar-coated lies.
You know, I mean, you can't change who you are. I am who I am. I never doubt who I am. If everybody loved me and everybody was my friend, I'd be an enemy to myself.
I am not like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I have something inside which is burning. And I look around, and this life and everything I see is not for me. I'm supposed to be something different. I have to be something different. And I'm going to change my life with bodybuilding.
Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Most of us prepared for years, 10, 20 years for one night where preparation met opportunity. That's winning. And having the same mentality, the same energy, the same passion and love for what you're doing years later.
Everybody wants to be a lion when there's no lions around. You can be a lion in the company of hyenas. But when you're facing another lion, now we're gonna see what you're really working with. Everybody's a soldier when there's no wars going on. But when a war happens, now we're gonna see what you made of.
I fucking hate it, bro. I hate that every day. That's why I can't stick to a routine, bro. I'm always switching shit up. I'm not seeing the changes immediately. Like, I'm thinking in a week or 2 weeks. Bro, this shit takes months and fucking months and months. And I'm over here thinking I'm doing something wrong.
What separates the guy that's first from second, from third, or whatever? What can separate the guy from first and second and third? It's all up there. That's the key.
Society is plagued with normality. Second place for some fucked up reason is the ultimate place because it's not too prideful, it's yet humble, and it's bullshit, guys. Second place is the first fucking loser. If you hit second, that's fine if you gave it your all. But if you every single day say good enough, good enough, good enough, and you come up second, you're nothing enough.
Fuck balance. Who the fuck wants to have balance? Be great. When you reflect back on things that you've done in your life, you're like, oh yeah, I was pretty average at everything. I had some serious balance. Fuck that. Go all in with everything you have.
If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this to the max. I'm going to see how far, how big can I get? How ripped can I get? How strong can I get? I want to go to the max. And I don't want people to say, oh, that's a nice, pretty physique. I want people to say, what the fuck is good? Yeah?
A lot of people, what they do is they have these finish lines. And I have a saying that says, I don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when I'm done, and I'm gonna retire. Okay, what's next?
Guess what? You gotta have the mentality to show up every fucking day of your life.
I hate plan B. I've never ever had a plan B. I say I made a full commitment that I'm gonna go be a bodybuilding champion.
In my philosophy, I'm a warrior and everything should be perfect. Everything what I'm doing, I have to do it well, or I shouldn't do it at all.
People don't understand. We still don't understand. I still don't understand how powerful it is. I'm still learning. But I know one thing is I can make things happen.
You and me, we don't even have a choice. See, we're born with a killer instinct that you can't just turn off and on like some radio. We have to be right in the middle of the action because we're the warriors. And without some challenge, without some damn war to fight, then the warrior may as well be dead, Stallion.
Because getting bigger and stronger was the only thing that I felt I was good at. I wasn't good at studying. I wasn't good at pushing myself to do anything else because I didn't care about anything else.
You, with your skill set, your tenacity, and who the fuck you are with your back against the wall, like this is gonna be the greatest movie of all time. And he was like, whoa, like I get it. I was out here feeling sorry for myself. The best place you can be is your back against the wall.
You have to take it for what it is. It's only a fight. In 10 years, it sucks if you lose, but man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Don't make it bigger than what it is. The effect that I have on the universe is so freaking small. Nobody cares. I'm the only one putting the pressure on me. Nobody gives a damn about it.
Fear. Fear keeps a lot of motherfuckers from being successful. It keeps you making excuses for yourself. Fear lives one place and one place only, and that's in your mind. Martin Luther King had a dream. Don't let fear fuck yours up.
Let's go. Get the fuck out of the way. I'm here. We're going. I'm the main character in this motherfucking story. You're in my way. Let's fucking handle business. Oh, you're not seeing results. Well, I guarantee part of the reason why you don't see results is because you're tiptoeing around everybody else's fucking lives, their feelings and opinions, wondering what they think.
My vision for myself is to be the greatest martial artist to ever live, right? And I know in order to do that, I need to beat him again. So, although I'm very aware that it's me and him fighting right now, I'm still looking at the bigger picture. Daniel Cormier is just a pawn in this whole game. You know, my life doesn't revolve around him the way his revolves around me.
I exercise most days, and most days it's not that hard for me. Some days it's really hard, and I do it anyway. I don't want to, you know, and it's painful, and I'm like, why am I here? And I don't want to do it.
Why am I here at the gym?
Why am I here at the gym? Why don't I do something else?
Things have to be hard for you to learn to do hard things. Yeah. And this world, like it or not, is going to demand that you do hard shit. If you want to have anything, you know, if you want to be able to provide for your own family, have your own dreams, have, you know, the things that you want to have. Because if you don't do it, the guy next to you is going to do it better, or, you know, or the woman over here is going to do it better, and you're going to lose out.
Ask yourself this question, right? Everybody in the crowd, ask yourself this question. What do you want in life? And what's stopping me from getting what I want? For me, the answer has been myself.
And we have about 5 choices, you know, in our life. You know, we can be bad at what we do. I mean, we can be average at what we do. I mean, we can be good at what we do, or we can be excellent, or we can be elite.
You can have all the muscles in the world, but if you are not mentally strong, because that's a so specific moment when you are in the backstage, you need your mind so badly. You need it more than your body sometimes.
The most dangerous person in the world is a man that is broken and alone.
A lot of times these fights and these battles, you gotta be your own fucking coach. You gotta be your own motivator.
What you say to yourself is important. There's no fucking coach, there's no trainer to keep you going, it's only you.
Every man must believe in himself. You must have the confidence, and you must, no matter what the situation is, you must face the problem. Don't care who it is. Eddie Richardson, world champion, 6'10", 6'12", 400 pounds, muscle bound. You face your problem, because that's part of being a man and developing character.
You win the medals in the training. You just go to collect them in the fight. I worked so hard. I know everything that I did everything that I could, and there's no way that I'm not gonna walk out from that octagon with the victory.
For the best advice, again, in life is whatever it is, get over it. Learn from it and get the fuck over it. You know, you're not getting that playback. Learn and move on.
Today I woke up and I thought to myself, I want to train the hardest I've ever trained in my entire life today.
Focus on the fucking pump, chase the fucking pump.
Winners, the difference between them and the spectators is the winners have a belief that overrides the crowd's disbelief every single time. Their belief is so strong, even though they hit failure, they get knocked on the ass. They're finding intestinal fortitude to stand back up again, face that same challenge, learning from the previous mistake, and make it happen.
Okay, y'all ready for a lecture? You get up every day, you're entitled to nothing. Nobody owes you. You could have talent, but if you don't have discipline and you don't execute, you don't focus, what do you get? Nothing.
Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
And I did it for me, bro. I don't need no one's respect. Like I said, bro, I've been in the darkness. No one fucking called me. Not my mom, not my dad, nobody. I've been in the darkness, so I had something to prove to myself. No offense, but fuck everybody. They all went against me. Fuck everybody, bro. Like, that's the attitude.
Don't, okay, let me finish. I gotta prove it. Prove what? I'm not a mistake.
Everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was at. I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning. Until I started doing martial arts. Martial arts taught me that, like, I could get better at stuff. I wasn't really a loser. I just was someone who was like in a fucked up situation.
Nature doesn't tolerate weakness. Mankind does. But there's no such thing as body positivity and a pride of lions. If you're slow, if you're weak, your DNA stops existing. So when somebody says not everybody wants to be fit, what they really mean is I've given up and I need a reason that makes me feel noble. They're defending what they've settled for. And now they have to mock all of what you're striving for because your discipline exposes everything about them that they've quit on.
Hope you chase those dreams with a burning desire. With a burning desire, and through all the fire, and through all the flame, and through all the pain, I hope that you find happiness deep in your heart. I wish nothing but prosperity and abundance in your life. Much love.
I don't like the notion of everyone saying, oh, he got lucky, he got lucky. Yeah, of course. But luck to me is not what everyone is saying. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That's luck to me.
The lack of commitment is almost an insult to the people who believe in you. And that's what I'm trying to tell myself. I said, there's people who believe in me. So this is what I'm telling myself right now, today. There's people that believe in me. And me having this half commitment, it's not what the fuck I am. It's not what my people, it's not what the people who believe in me deserve. And I want to give back to the people who believe in me and give them that belief, and prove that belief correct. So
one of the best things that happens to man is women betrays you, a friend betrays you, you lose all your money, you get publicly humiliated, you take a beating, you take a loss. Man, it sucks.
If you could be the best bodybuilder in the world, that's someone's opinion. Someone says you look good, I think you're number one. For a strong man, you have to prove it. You have to lift weights for reps to prove you are the strongest. And when you do that, no one can say, you're not stronger than him. Yes, I am, because I did 7 reps and he did 6.
To me, failure is amazing because it teaches you and really forces you to look inside yourself about what you need to do better. I see so many athletes who are always blaming other people. I literally am like watching the screen. What did he just say?
No pain lasts always. I don't care what it is, it has a deadline to it. So what you should learn is what are you supposed to learn while going through that pain. Just telling my daughter yesterday, she's going through her surgery and the car wreck and everything. And I told her, when you come out of this, what about you will be different? Like, what did you do with this pain? And that's the question that everybody should ask themselves, no matter what pain you're going through.
There's gonna be some stuff that's embarrassing. Listen, you just get over it and you live your life. I'm gonna run my wrestling academies the same day. I tell kids, when they're nervous about a big match, I tell them, listen, man, I had the most embarrassing knockout that's ever happened in MMA history. I'm the same guy July 7th as I was July 5th. Why don't you just shake it off and you keep moving?
One of the things that I've noticed between champions and everyone else is that everyone else is so excited when they win. They're so excited, by the idea of them getting first place. But there's a reason that they never get first place. It's because they're excited about it.
May God have mercy upon my enemies, because I won't. So let's fucking go.
Every time I seen you fight, you climbed in there alone. Every time you bled your blood. When you sat down on that stool and it felt like death and you thought you couldn't get up, but you got up, you did that. You need to get back to that.
I think one of the hardest things to hear after you don't get your way is keep working. But it's also one of the only solutions to be successful. You're not going to get your way most of the time in your life. Just keep working. Hard work pays off, no one tells you when. You'll never know the true feeling of accomplishment if you've never faced a setback. You'll never know the true meaning of confidence if you never had to bounce back from anything.
The biggest way in life to fail is to let motherfuckers know what you want to do.
Never let them know your next
Never let them know. Yeah. So when I disappear, I'm doing something. I'm doing something.
Going to the second half, and there were some positive things we did in the first half, and we were on the field a lot offensively, so we knew their defense was a little tired. We just didn't execute well to score the points, and those guys were playing really good. But he said, guys, it was 21-3 at half, and he said 21 points isn't going to be enough to beat us.
You chase something that you believe you deserve until you get it. And it doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't matter how many times you get fired. It doesn't matter how many people don't believe in you. You just go until you get it. That's the point. Are you tired yet? But some of you need to get tired. You need to be tired of what's going on in your life. Get tired of your habits. Get tired of your results. Get tired of the actions that you're putting in there every day.
Kai told me one time, don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
I'm the best.
I'm not a textbook fighter, a jab right hand. I fight to win. I do everything to win. My objective is to win, totally to win.
There has never been more opportunity in this world than there is right fucking now.
If you don't struggle in practice, you're never gonna get better. If you were to watch me train, I'd look as tired as they were, because that's what you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to feel great. You're supposed to be tired, like exhausted. That's the point, you know, and that's what practice is. So I really liked it. I really enjoyed it, because that's the only way you get better is by pushing yourself past exhaustion.
I will not go down that way. I choose to fight back. I choose to rise, not fall. I choose to live, not die. And I know that what's within me is also within you.
Everyone wants to call me like a sore loser. I've never said I wasn't a sore loser. I fucking hate losing. More than anybody. I mean, you show me a champion or a high-level competitor that likes losing and I'll call you a liar. I mean, I think about it constantly. You know, I'm one of those OCD guys that's, if I'm not in the gym, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about my training.
Listen, we could do anything. We could run mountains together. We could swim laps together. We could do push-ups. We could do jiu-jitsu. We could... I will beat you at anything. Not even. I'm younger, stronger, more athletic, and I'll beat you 10 times out of 10 times.
Do you know the gym teaches you something most people never learn? Let me tell you something. The gym teaches you failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of who you're becoming. Every missed rep, every time your legs give out, every time the bar wins. That's not defeat, that's data, that's growth.
So the secret to doing 30% more push-ups today is to literally have somebody stand over you with a sledgehammer when you're doing your push-ups and threaten to bash your skull.
I can't catch a break, guys. Yeah. Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't buy it. Because everybody has bad breaks. Yeah. I've had a shit ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? I stayed up. Yeah. And I thought through it. And I figured out what the fuck I did wrong. And then I went back. I fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times. There's no other way to do it.
Where the f is my second belt? I've already got this one. Where's the second one at? They're not on my level. You gotta have size, reach, length. You gotta have some attributes. If you come in anywhere equal to me, I'm gonna rip your whole head off, and that's it. I tell her every time.
People say I've got the weight of a nation on my shoulders, you know what I mean? Well then throw a few more nations on because I don't feel that weight.
You sound as though you're feeling the pressure.
I'm not feeling the pressure, no. You cannot put pressure on me, no chance.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. I've been getting pressure since I was 10 years old.
Put more pressure on me because right now I don't feel no pressure.
There's human beings that have different temperament and different minds and different mentality and a ruthless competitive drive that's almost terrifying to the ordinary person. Right. These dominators have always existed. You don't get a Mike Tyson without that. You don't get a Muhammad Ali without that. You don't get a Marvin Hagler without that. There's a thing inside some people that is a driving force that allows them to overcome the greatest around them.
I'm playing to win, and to win I will destroy you.
There's a hardness, there's a difficulty to repetition and consistency. It overwhelms you. It's like a wave of black sludge that hits you. You're drowning in it. Good. You're supposed to be drowning in it. It's supposed to fucking suck. You're supposed to grit your teeth and just make it through. And then the next time, you don't just make it through, you push a little bit harder and you set a mini fucking PR. In the face of extreme difficulty and monotony and boredom, you eat all of that shit. If you want to fucking walk that walk and talk that talk, people assume that you're tough. Prove it.
You can hope, you can wish, you can dream, you can say you're gonna, but the reality is until you start stacking wins day by day by day by day, nothing's going to happen. The game is played one day at a time. And if you have the capacity to wake up today, go through the entire day, do everything you're supposed to do, be smart enough to figure out what the actions of a winner look like, and execute on those for one day, that means you can do it again the next day.
You don't back down from anyone. And that's what got me in trouble. I don't play games. I don't kiss anyone's ass. And I'm a real man. Regardless of being a fighter, I'm a man. And that's why I want to be a man. And if I die, I want to die, man. I don't want to die, bitch. A little fucking poodle in the street.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. Nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
And there is only now, in this moment. If you don't start now, you can as well forget about it. I repeat, if you don't start now, you can as well forget about it.
We did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner.
Be fucking fearless. Let the fear of regret fuel you to take action. Today. Now.
That's the fear. The fear is never reaching your potential.
Fear is my friend. I love fear. Fear allows me to reach my highest potential.
If you're not getting rid of fear, then use fear. Use fear or it uses you. It's that simple.
Be fucking fearless.
The fear of failing is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. But we have to have desire. We have to have something that pushes us. Fear pushes us.
Your soul is in your keeping alone. Even though those who presume to play you be kings or men of power, when you stand before God, you cannot say, "But I was told by others to do thus," or that virtue was not convenient at the time. This will not suffice. Remember that.
You know what the best advice I ever gotten? Came in 2 words. You can't. And you know what my response was? 2 words. Watch me.
You go through failure alone, but failure has made me who I am today. Failure gives you 2 choices. You stay down or you get up. Well, I'm up and I am fired up because I have figured it out.
Don't complain about the pain. Don't say, why me? Say, try me.
Wake up, you lazy fuck. Don't you dare to even think about going back to sleep again. Do you feel tired? Does your body hurt? Fuck that. Do you want to be a bitch today? Do you want to feel like a little bitch? Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't? Did you already forget that promise you made yourself? You said you wanted to change.
Stop telling your visions to other people, because they're not going to see it.
Doesn't that anger make you work harder?
No, it just makes you feel like you're working harder. You're actually burning out your mind. And where your mind goes, your body follows. It's better to make your opponent angry so you can control the fight. The real test for you is to calm your mind.
Listen, I'm not scared of these guys. These guys think they intimidate me, and they think that I think that they're scared. Oh well, if they're scared, that's all I know. I'm gonna bring the pain to them, and that's all it is. Then we go see how tough you are, tough guy.
Is that when it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life, and that I can't do.
When I see a fit and athletic man, I can tell you immediately he's got several great traits. He's got the trait of consistency. He's got the trait of focus. He's got the trait of discipline. He's got the trait of delayed gratification, and he's got grit.
Smart don't come out of books, kid. Smart is making the right decision at the right time, like now. What's it gonna be, Maddie? You gonna spend your life crying and rocking yourself to sleep at night? Or are you gonna dig deep?
You get in the fucking gym, you're gonna act like a blue-collar worker who just worked 42 fucking hours and there's no goddamn dinner on that table!
Oh, what's going on, DL? You've been unfocused all day, man. You ever just get tired of being where you are, Adrian? No, I kinda like it here. I mean, the weights are new to
I mean in life, man. Where you are in life.
If an eagle ever sees a bird flying at the same altitude that he's flying at, it must be another eagle. It must be another eagle, because pigeons don't fly at the altitudes of eagles. And if you find yourself flying with pigeons, you may be flying too low. So you show me your crowd, I'll show you your future. You show me where you're really trying to go in life, I tell you what eagles you need to go research.
There's rules. The first rule is the simplest. Attack, attack, attack.
Rule 2. Admit nothing. Deny everything.
Rule 3. This is the most important rule of all. Okay? No matter what happens, no matter what they say about you, no matter how beaten you are, you claim victory and never admit defeat. Never admit defeat.
And if you don't want to, bro, if you don't like this, brother, it's fine. Go relax, bro. Brother, sleep. Like a lot of you guys are like, oh, this is unnecessary. Go ahead, sleep, brother. Go chill. Like I said, go to dinner with your girlfriend, eat ice cream, and be happy. But if you want to be great and you want to sacrifice, then this is what comes with it. And that's why there's so much pressure and aggression.
I thought everybody cares about me. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares. Only a
small percentage of population, nobody gives a damn. And even if they do, what? You make a mistake, you zig when you should have zagged, you get clipped, so what? Everybody make mistake.
Everyone knows with 100% certainty, 100% certainty that this will make you better in every aspect of your life. Every aspect of your life. But it takes discipline, it takes will, and it takes commitment.
You're one decision away from changing. Literally, you are one decision away from changing. It's a decision away. You're one decision away from changing your life. I hope you make that decision tonight. And I hope you make that decision with what you do tonight.
It's crazy because I'm at a stage in my life right now where I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm done chasing the validation, all that. The only person that I'm trying to impress is me.
Passion is free. Nobody can charge you for passion. Nobody can tell you what passion looks like. Because that's all about you. Effort is isolated.
I don't give a fuck what you think. You know, I don't care what you think about me. I had come from an environment with very little cheerleading going on. And so I created a sort of survival instinct where I would cut people out.
Failure has been achieved. Thank God. Now the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far, but nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But I got news for you. That's where winning is.
I've lost MMA fights, I've lost boxing fights, I've lost so many fights in the gym, you know, I lose all the time, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. If you, any true martial artist will know, in order to succeed at this game, you must lose a fucking shitload of times.
I want to be jacked, I want to be a sick fucking cut, and I want to push some heavy ass fucking weight. Heavy ass weight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Memorize that pain. Be scared of it. And then every time you go into your fucking set, neutralize it and fucking eat it! I don't know what that fucking means!
Nothing was given to me. So I'm gonna go out there and compete as hard as I can. And I'm gonna treat practice like a game. And I'm gonna gain the respect of my teammates every day through my work ethic. I'm gonna work hard in the weight room. I'm gonna work hard in the film room. I'm gonna work hard to be a good student. Whatever they ask me to do, that's what I'm gonna do, to the best of my ability.
Doesn't matter where I fight, where I go, I always training. Never, ever, never. For me, training, for me is like, I don't know what's have to happen, you know, it's like, if I'm very sick, you know, if I catch flu or something like this, of course I cannot train it. But even if I broke my leg, broke my arm, broke my ribs, doesn't matter.
You wanna know what fear is? Fear is thinking about what's going to happen and the worst possible case scenarios that you're brewing up inside your own head of terrible outcomes. That's what fear is. It's thinking of things that haven't happened yet that might potentially in some other world happen this time, but you don't know that yet. And instead of just taking action, you sit there and wait. And the best way to overcome that, fear is to go. Go.
You have to be willing to just really fucking throw yourself into something.
Yeah. How you gonna feel, man, when you accomplish this goal coming from that shit? Coming from the fucking hell you came from. What if you can surpass all of these motherfuckers?
Especially in the beginning, there's no time to fuck off here. If you really want to do something that's really hard to do, like, you gotta be all in.
Your life is exactly what you wanted. Because every day, you've had choices to make. You're responsible and credible for every single choice. People coming home from work late at night, doing the same module every day. 9 to 5, 9 to 5, living for the weekends. 9 to 5, make a little bit of coin. So they can do what they love with who they love. But the majority of their life is spent in a cubicle, doing what they hate next to the motherfucker they hate too.
No, bro, no, like, I sat there and really believed in you, bro. I really believed you. You told me you was gonna prove them wrong. You told me you was gonna be the hardest worker in the room, but look at you, ain't even doing shit about it, man. Days go by, nothing's happened.
There will come opportunities in life, you know, when they're presented to you, in front of you. It's just a matter of whether you're not prepared to take advantage of the opportunity. But you gotta develop that resilience within you. Life is not about how much you succeed, it's about what happens when you fail.
Can't have achievement if you don't disrupt your peace. If you're attempting the exceptional, you're gonna be unbalanced. You need to move different, think different. There's no achieving the extraordinary by being ordinary.
Question. Are you truly doing whatever it takes to reach your goals? You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to reach your goals. How can I get bigger? How can I get bigger? Let me think about this for a minute. How about fucking eat more?
What have you learned about how to deal with and overcome fear?
Go. Go. When all that fear that's in your head, all the what ifs and the scenarios that you create inside your own mind that are way worse than anything that is actually going to happen, they all disappear when you go. So just take action and start moving forward.
Every man has two lives, and the second one begins when he realizes that nobody is coming to save him. At the end of the day, you know exactly what you need to do, but you're just being too much of a bitch to not take action on it.
No, you have to hit rock bottom. That's the way up. Yeah, rock bottom is beautiful. The struggle of coming back is beautiful. That struggle. It's hard. It doesn't appear like it's beautiful while you're going through it, but it's just being tested. And without a test, there's no testimony.
You ever been in a gym where everybody in the gym looks like they don't go to the gym? That's what it's like. I mean, what are you doing in there, guys? Bit of cardio or something, maybe? I don't know. It's different from my day, you know? It's like, I don't know. You're a young guy, me and you, we're friends. I want to see if I can lift more weight than... I lift more weight than you, and then you got another friend. And it's like that. Is that kind of male competitiveness that we had, you know?
Testosterone has the effects we're all aware of, like deepening the voice, facial hair, muscle growth, recovery, etc. In any case, testosterone has some very interesting effects on the brain. The major mental effect of testosterone is it makes effort feel good. And so when humans are taking low doses or reasonable doses of testosterone, or they're increasing their testosterone, or they're going through puberty, effort and leaning into pain and challenge actually has the effect of making the body feel soothed and good. It's a drive.
You're dehydrated, or you're injured, or you're cut. You know, you can't see anything out of your eye. You got a big cut across your eye, and you're going to ask yourself that question, getting up off the stool in the ninth, in the 10th round. Should I give up? Should I take a knee? Should I run? No.
What does it mean to be in the top 1%? 57% quit because it gets hard, 27% quit because they don't see results fast, 14% quit because no one believes in them, and the top 1%, they don't quit, they adjust, adapt, and keep going.
These people go to the gym, they get big, they get jacked, they can run fast, all that shit. But the only thing they're doing is they're coding over the mind. All you're doing is building a bigger, stronger quitter. I was doing push-ups, sit-ups, swimming. I was doing all this shit, knocking out of the park. One of the best in the class. But the second the fucking obstacle got in my fucking way, I wasn't prepared for it mentally. I was a beast. All I was doing was I was training a bigger, stronger, faster quitter.
In order to train as hard as possible, you must retain a clear image of your purpose. Once your goal is sharply but realistically defined, all that remains is carrying out your plan. Don't, however, worry about your individual potential. Potential is only the expression of a possibility, something that can be assessed accurately only in retrospect. In other words, you'll never know how good you might have become unless you try. So let's get with it.
Being big is a flex because you're literally walking around with the results that you had to earn, and it can't just be given to you. You can't just be given years of hard workouts, right? It's not like driving a fancy car or wearing fancy clothes or having an expensive watch. Like that, things like that can be given. Whereas, if you get a big set of biceps, no matter how you got them, it took you at least a fucking while.
Oh, how many do I have to do? How many do you have to fucking do? As many as it's gonna take to transform that fat ass you're fucking carrying around. Why do you have to ask such a stupid question? How many do you have to do? How bad do you want to change is the fucking correct question.
You're a different man when you have no safety net. No, I need to. No, I literally have to pull this off. Most men don't understand what it feels like to roll the dice and you have to get a 6. Oh, but what if you don't? No, I have to get a 6. You're not understanding me.
You have butterflies and you're feeling anxious and you have anxiety or nervous. That's when you're most powerful, I believe. And a lot of people, instead of homing this power and using it, they allow it to just consume them. Their big pressure is like a fire. It's like a raging fire. Either you can allow this fire to consume you and just take you over completely, or you can gain control of this fire and harness it. So that's what I'm trying to do.
And this time, I am cold, I am emotionless, I am zen, at peace, ready for war. So I pay no attention to how he is feeling or how he is gonna feel. I simply enter the way I enter, and that is enough. They either overextend or they shrink away, but either way is not good for them.
Oh, you need to suffer. You need to suffer. You're never going to appreciate this life. And either you voluntarily suffer or you will suffer involuntarily, because regular life will make you suffer.
Yeah. This is so me. I miss it so much. I just like training hard. I don't think it'll ever leave my blood, nor do I think it should. I'm 10 times the person I am when I'm lifting weights, doing heavy, intense, fucked up shit. I am better in every aspect of my life when I do this stuff. I know it. I feel it. I see it. I just like lifting weights.
When you look yourself in the mirror as a man and you say, I'm going to control the things I can control, that's how you get better. That's how you get better. That's how you take steps. That's how you take steps. We know when we control the things we can, we damn good. Damn good.
What you do in the dash. When you come to the gym, you have a birth and a death as well. You walk into the gym, that's your birth. You walk out of the gym, that's your death. It's what you do in the dash of the gym that will create something that inspires somebody else to come to the gym.
And that's why they call us lucky. Because they assume that we are going to input the same weak and measly levels of energy and attention that they would, half-assing things. But that's not the case. Winners go all in.
Paralysis by analysis, the loop can just keep going on forever. So make a decision, plant the flag, and then begin moving. What do you do well with the least amount of effort? We all have at least one, usually a lot more than one. It's just identifying what it is and then start stacking skill on top of talent. Weaponize curiosity. Just start trying stuff, man. And sometimes you have to just be disciplined to do that. I wonder what that's like. Go figure out what that's like. The passion and drive and sense of purpose behind something usually comes as a result of executing on something just to begin with.
Fear is one of the most powerful emotional drivers. So leverage it. Next time you're met with something scary, but also something that you know will bring value, ask yourself this question. Am I more afraid of doing this thing, or am I more afraid of looking back at this moment, wondering what would have happened had I done this thing?
I'd be running, and I was like, okay, man, we could do 10 miles today. I get to 10 miles, but oh no, motherfucker. That fucking demon that I let out every fucking morning that walks the streets at night, he comes saying, no, bitch, not today, man. There's somebody out there that you don't know, have never fucking met in your entire life, that is doing 12, 13, 14. You're gonna do another one.
Dude, go psycho in the gym. Go psycho, become an elite shape. Elite. And build your freaking mindset up to be absolute a savage. Unbreakable. Don't maintain. Okay? Never quit. Don't maintain. You have no idea how dangerous you can become and get better every day.
If you really want to level up your life, you have to practice the skill of disappointing people. You have to practice the skill of being direct and saying what you need to say. You can still be kind. You can still show grace. But at the same time, to avoid clarity is to create confusion.
You can't give up. You can't just resign yourself to it. You can't just say, that's just my life. I just got to accept it. No, you've got to have some hope. You've got to have a goal. You have to feel like there is some purpose to what I'm going through, and I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to aim for it. I'm going to have a goal. I'm going to have a purpose, and that will give you energy, and that will get you out of any rut that you're in.
Instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just start working. Confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
You need grit, the type that holds when everything else breaks, that goes on for years with the same passion and perseverance. Grit, nothing worth having survives without it.
No matter where you are right now in your life, keep working. If you're having those sleepless nights, if you're having those rough days, keep working. If it's not a real problem, you don't got problems, you just got to keep working. Nobody's dying. Nobody's come down with debilitating diseases. It's just hard days, motherfucker. And we all go through them. And you got to get through these ones.
I heard a quote one time. Everybody has 2 lives. And the second one starts when you realize you only have one. You will never stay up at night staring at the ceiling, losing sleep over the failures. You'll never lose sleep over the failures. The shit that eats you from the inside out, the shit that'll keep you up at night is the what if.
They said this mostly about Goggins. I don't know, you've talked to him too, but it's just like asking him, it's like, are you ever happy? It's just like, for him, he's happy when he's miserable. So it's like, well, whose definition of happy you're talking about? Is you're happy eating fucking donuts, watching TV? That sounds miserable to me.
All winners have lost. All winners have got depressed. All winners have been heartbroken. All winners have been disappointed and confused and frustrated and angry. But they kept moving forward. That's the only reason they're winners. Nobody has just winning all the time.
Dude, I see all these dudes who are like in their 40s now. You know, they used to be like in shape, but now they just look like a fat turd with no arms and grimace belly, and like, it's just like, dude, you're not even trying. Like, you're not even fucking trying, bro. Like, what message are you sending to your sons? And then you talk to them, it's like, well, you know, fucking dad life. Dad life should mean you're jacked. Dad life should mean you're living the standard.
Action kills anxiety. Avoidance births it. So hit the gym. Start the business. Act early. Act often. And act with urgency. Because action is the only antidote.
Sick and tired of everybody telling me what I gotta think, how I do, putting a limit on me, you know what I mean? Just because you put a limit on yourself, don't put a limit on others, you know? Your guys' limit is the sky. I'm reaching for the stars. I'm reaching for other universes.
The weird thing about me is fighting is something that has just kind of happened by accident, but it's caused me to search for so much inner peace. Going from this kid who was just like super overweight, never fit in, weird kid, nobody ever talked to, never even wanted to fight, but somewhere in the journey of becoming a fighter, I was like, I need to find more peace, because this is like, it's bringing up way too much of my anger, kind of like, you know, from everything that I held on to. So when I train, after training, super peaceful.
The barbell does not lie, and it does not give a fuck whether or not I show up. It's there, waiting. If I want the outcome, I have to go move it. And the more I move it, the more of the outcome I get. The weight on the bar does not get lighter, I get stronger. And if I want to lift more, then I need to be willing to lift more. Period. There's no gray area.
I always want to be myself, do something better for my mom, for my family. That makes me who I am today. Be a great fighter and be one of the best in the top. Train hard, push myself beyond limits.
Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you.
When you're trying to avoid pain, you actually accumulate more of it. When you learn to accept pain, you can actually release yourself from it. It's almost counterintuitive if you think about it. When you're trying to avoid pain, you actually think more about the pain.
The ultimate form of revenge for me is success. I'm gonna keep being successful and make you look like shit. Yeah. That's what it is if you've done me wrong.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. Success is the only revenge. It's not the best revenge, it's the only one. There's no other revenge.
When we pray for success, we don't pray for jealousy, we don't pray for envy, we don't pray for entitlement. And we can't have those things without success. And this is what changes the relationship.
There's tons of people all around the world in gyms right now, hoodied up, which I have total respect for, and sometimes even in tank tops, who just don't like how they look. And between sets, they're checking themselves out. They're like, could use a little bit more muscle here, could use a bit more here. And some people stay kind of hoodied up the whole time because they don't even like to look at their bodies because they're busy making them better.
When you are fit, you become a very different type of person. When a fit dude walks into a room, he immediately gets attention. And not only does he get attention, he gets recognition. And not only does he get recognition, he gets respect. Without opening his mouth, a dude who's fit, who looks jacked, who looks athletic, immediately gets attention, recognition, and respect.
If I'm running on a treadmill and I get to mile 9 and I get complete cramp in one of my legs, and I know I've told myself I'm going to run 10 kilometers today, he goes, I will have to limp
the last mile, even if no one's watching, because I can't let the demons in. And if I let the demons in, they'll show up in the 11th round of a championship fight when there's 50,000 people watching me in the audience, and I know deep in my self-story that I'm the type of person that quits when things get hard because I got off that treadmill at mile 9 when no one was watching.
But fuck the people that try to make you scared, you know, and fight back. And this is a perfect way to do so in telling stories, and don't let them win. Don't let them win.
Any true martial artist will know, in order to succeed at this game, you must lose a fucking shitload of times. You know what I mean? You must lose many times, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is. We all have the same emotions, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's, at the end of the day, it's me in one dressing room, it's one guy in one dressing room, and it's the other guy in another dressing room.
That's how I lost the weight. I brainwashed myself into believing whatever I was doing was nothing compared to what other people were doing out there. So I looked up to David Goggins, people doing extraordinary things. I wasn't comparing myself to Joe from the office who comes home, has a pizza, drinks a beer, watches TV and goes to sleep.
You're not as far away from these dreams as you think you are. But because you think it's so far away, you behave in accordance with that belief system, and it always keeps it that far away from you.
Most people think that to come back from a mental health issue like yours, you need psychiatric care and you need medication. And you're saying you did it with setting goals and hard work.
And the biggest thing we're missing here is I didn't do it with doctors and all them type of things. I done it with something way more powerful. God.
Now I am way past that. I'm 10 times past that, and yet I still have bigger goals. I'm trying to get to that next level. People say to me, they say, oh, but Brandon, you already have it so good now. You have it so good. Why would you want to continue to work?
To know that you've given yourself a chance, not only survive, but perform. You've given yourself a chance to perform at a high level on a day-to-day by taking care of your engine. This is my machine. So I'm taking care of the engine.
When it gets heavy, don't wait to be carried. Carry the weight. It's in these moments of heavy weight that your character is revealed. When everyone else around you is tired, you be the one. You go first. Pick them up. Carry the weight. Be the example.
A lot of these MMA guys are just people coming up. I just keep telling them, like, brother, there's no difference between me and you. The only difference is my experience. You know, like even with UFC fighters, you know, like the only difference between top 15 and top 10 is experience and their mindset. You know,
the hardest thing in life, guys, isn't doing this stuff. Isn't going past your current levels of comfort, hitting new levels, getting knocked in your ass. That's not the hard part of life. The hard part of life is when you don't have the time to do this anymore, and you didn't achieve everything you wanted to do, and you look back on your life knowing there were pockets throughout your existence where you could have applied yourself.
If you have to ask how to get motivated to go to the gym, you don't need to be going to the gym. You don't want it enough. When you're sick and tired of looking and feeling like shit, you'll show up, motherfucker. I'll see you there. Because you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be like, fuck that. You're going to want to be in the gym.
Who gives a shit? You still got to train hard. It doesn't make a fucking difference. I get so sick of people saying, oh, compared to a natty, compared to this. Look, I've been natty before and I trained my ass off and I've taken gear. You still got to train your ass off. It's no easier than being natty than being on gear, trust me. So stop using that as an excuse for your weak genetics or I don't want to look that big, I'm not going to take gear. If you could be as big as a house, you would be, so shut the fuck up.
Right now, what you're going through is only a test. Let me tell you, there's always light at the end of the tunnel for people who don't give up on themselves. Almost always.
Mentality is the only thing that gets us through life. I was an underdog. We are all underdogs in life. Even the baddest person in the world should think that way. So you should always have I've never arrived mentality. And the can't hurt me mentality, doesn't matter where you come from, the sewer, or wherever you think you're from. When I got out of the sewer, I got to the road and looked around and said, can't hurt me.
If you physically present yourself in a way that even if mentally you don't feel like that, like on fight day, for example, the last thing I feel like doing is smiling. In all honesty, I'm not in a smiley mood. But when you smile, you feel good, you relax, you enjoy yourself, you're confident. So I will walk round, fake smiling, with my head held high and my shoulders back, Like there's nothing bothering me in the world.
I'm so far ahead when it comes to, I mean, you name it. In every sense of this game, I'm so far ahead of this kid. These type of things, I'm not in it for what's hot right now. I'm a household name in combat.
I'd love to go gym, I just need motivation. Motivation isn't real. I don't feel motivated, I just have to do it, so I do it. Discipline is real, there's no such thing as motivation. You're never motivated at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, it's cold. You're either a pussy or you're not. If someone comes up to me and goes, oh, I'm not motivated, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I look at them and think, you're a fucking scumbag. What the fuck you talking about depressed? You're a fucking idiot.
Look in the mirror, motherfucker, it's you versus you.
Now you can't fail, you know? You have to get out and do what the fuck you have to do to succeed.
Look at who is criticizing you for trying to improve your life. They're not the successful ones. They're not the ones that you look up to. They're not the ones that you respect. It is never the people that you admire. It's always your broke friends, your dipshit co-workers, and your family members that already gave up on their own lives. They gave up a long time ago, and they want you to give up too.
You a soldier. It don't matter how many scratches you got on your back. If he keep waking you up every morning, if he keep giving you the energy, nigga, you better strap on your motherfucking boots, nigga. Use whatever you're going through as motivation to reach the finish line. Why would you not reach the finish line if you done went through all you done went through? I gotta make it to the finish line.
If you're at a point right now where you're stagnant, where you don't believe in yourself, family doesn't believe in yourself, and the thing you wanted, I don't know, money, status, whatever, seems impossible, I'm here to tell you, congratulations, you're on the right path. Because you're exactly where most people turn back.
The lesson I cherish the most is how important it is to love what you do. If you love what you do and it's making you happy, all the hard work and perseverance will pay off. When you know you're truly giving it your all, there's no greater feeling.
You should be hungry all of the time. You are an animal. Do not forget that you exist in 2 realms simultaneously as an individual. You exist with your evolutionary biological makeup as an animal and also the societal version, which is the constructed. They're different things. And as an animal, your body is designed to perform at best while you are hungry.
We made it another week, and guess what? We're gonna make it next week too. Why? Because you're bad motherfuckers. You're gonna grab your balls, you're gonna write your goals, you're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna go, who the fuck is gonna stop me?
Stop taking things so seriously. No one is getting out of this game alive, literally. In 3 generations, no one will even remember your name. And if that doesn't give you liberation to just drop your fucking problems and find some joy, I don't know what will. Life is inherently ridiculous and guaranteed to end sooner or later, so you might as well enjoy the ride.
People get out of high school, they have no plan. No worries. They get out of college, they have no plan. No worries. Age 32, they have no plan. Feel free to start worrying. Whatever it is you want out of life, you should be purposeful about pursuing it in a way that doesn't just assume things will happen for you.
Hands down, the best lesson I ever learned when it came to maintaining my physical fitness and health was that understanding that done truly is better than perfect. A lot of you struggle with this all-in or all-out mentality. If it ain't perfect, I ain't doing it at all. When if you really think about it, all that is a classic self-sabotage. Because in what reality is it better to do 100% of nothing than 20% of something?
You can. So you can sit here and not and think about that for a whole year until you come back here and do this, or you can go out there for yourself and take some kind of pride in knowing that you could and you did.
Every man addicted to something. Some smoke, some drink, some chase girls, some waste time. But real man, he addicted to discipline, to early wakes, to prayer, to training, to silence. Discipline no need motivation. Discipline move without feeling. Discipline say, I go anyway, even when tired, even when lonely. Discipline is best addiction.
Okay, I failed, but I was right there. What did I miss? The fuck did I miss? Oh, that's what I fucking missed. And then it happens.
There is no one like you. There has never been anyone like you. There shall never be anyone like you. Therefore, know yourself. Be yourself. Authenticity is everything.
Embrace the boring now. Prioritize progress. Instead of seeking fast dopamine, lock in your training. Fuel your body with good nutrition. Go to bed early and stay focused. Living like this might not feel exciting day to day, but this discipline is what leads to lasting success.
And as I turned, I could see the shadow with one thing on my mind, and that was Dorian Yates.
I mean, Jordan win the Olympia and he'd disappear and show up on that Olympia stage as a nightmare. I was in the shadow of the shadow.
If you're not where you want to be right now, my advice is to stay in for 6 months. You're going to the same pub, same club every weekend. You're not going to miss anything. Same DJ is going to be there. The same people are going to be there. If you're not where you want to be, stay in, go to bed early, wake up early, focus on something that you know is going to bring you closer to where you want to be. Exercise, hit the gym, eat well.
When I was fat and lazy and insecure, struggling in school, people were giving me all this advice. I lost weight, I got in shape, I started studying. They still had shit to say. They had shit to say when I was fat. They had shit to say when I lost weight. People don't want to see you better than them.
I know my potential. When you know your potential and you don't, as a human being, you don't physically wake up every day and try to strive towards that potential, because listen, you could be right here, right? Everybody got a base. Now, that potential, that ceiling, is very different for everybody.
Look, I think people need to suffer. It is an actual requirement of life. And this is the fiber, the DNA of love. Real love and true love and in perpetuity can't exist without suffering. It's impossible.
In the beginning, when a potential fighter would come in and they'd be 22 years old, and I'd say, hey, how old are you? And they'd say, I'm 22, and they'd say, I want to fight. There's a fight card coming up. I want to be on it. And I was like, I'd tell them, listen, you got plenty of time. Like, get better, train, up your skills. And I said that for probably 3 or 4 years. And then after 3 or 4 years, when guys would come in, I would start telling them the opposite, which is you need to get on it. You need to be in here every day. Because I realized I saw a lot of people that didn't have any sense of urgency in their life. And when you don't have a sense of urgency, things aren't going to happen.
There's no power in imitating other people who are doing the same thing on YouTube or Instagram. The power is in finding out what makes you different, what makes you unique, what's something different about your spirit, your own weirdness, and bringing that out in a way that no one has ever seen before. That's where power lies.
I cannot put myself in another man's mind frame. That is not, competition. So I'm just focused on myself and on my own journey. I keep my circle small. Nobody gets in. And nobody gets out, and we continually grow in that circle. It's not about cutting people off. I just do my own thing. That's it. I'm just doing my own thing, like minding my own business. You know what I mean? Just getting on, doing my own thing, and that's it. So the people who are meant to be in your life will be in your life, and the people who are not will not.
It's hard. It's frustrating. There's things that are going to happen. You're going to get punched in the face. You're going to get sick. You're going to have breakups. You're going to have people let you down. You're going to have people steal from you. You're going to have friends let you down. You're going to be embarrassed. You're going to make mistakes. And everybody's going to see it and laugh at you. All of these things are going to happen. You have to build yourself into someone who can continue to execute regardless of what's happening around you.
Your life changes when you realize the goals that scare you the most are worth chasing. Your life changes when you realize that your future self isn't coming to save you, but is waiting for you to start becoming them. Your life changes the moment you stop choosing what's easy and start doing what's necessary. Your life changes the moment you realize saying yes to everything is saying no to your dreams.
Know you're in a rush, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Call who calls you, support who supports you, ignore who ignores you, and fuck everybody else. There's power in your absence. Let them feel that shit. Your success is inevitable. And if there's one thing that's for certain, they're gonna see that shit. But by then it'll be too late. Your ship has set sail. Let them motherfuckers watch from the shore.
All great achievers, if you look at them, they do have a dark side. Kobe has shown the dark side on occasion, right?
Man up. You're not tired. You're not overwhelmed. You're not unlucky. Own your shit. Feel the pressure. Do the work anyway. You want it? Earn it. No more waiting. No more blaming. No more wishing. Just man up and build the life you promised yourself.
In my mind, I'm always the best. In my mind, I was always champion.
If you don't have the mindset that you're the best ever, you failed already.
I don't care what the people are thinking, what they say. In my mind, not just this year, but always, I'm always the best. I'm always going to say that.
What do successful people and unsuccessful people have in common? They both hate to do what it takes to be successful. Successful people just do it anyway.
I had to take a swimming test to become a SEAL. I couldn't swim. Okay, how do you think I felt walking into an aquatic center to take a swimming test knowing I couldn't swim? I felt like an idiot. I felt like a fool. But I would have never become a good swimmer. I would have never become a SEAL if I wouldn't have walked into this place to attempt to do something that I knew I was going to fail at, and I was going to fail at it in front of people who were better than me.
I was alone all the time. All I did was be alone. I was alone in my room playing. I was alone in the schoolyard. I was alone in lessons. I was alone walking home.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because I know how hard it is to take care of ourselves. For me, I never wanted to take care of myself because if I took care of myself, then I was doing somebody else's job. Instead, I just always wanted to show you how much I was hurting.
I always felt like I'll fight anybody because everybody was the enemy, you know, and now I'm here without nothing, away from everyone, and I really took the time to find out, you know, who the enemy was. And it's not that it was the enemy, it was the enemy. The enemy. The enemy. The inner me. Sometimes you realize the true you is the enemy.
I was in love with this girl, and I remember the way she looked at me, and she gave me this big hug. And I don't know why that specific moment stuck with me so much. I was so excited that like I was getting one step closer potentially to getting close to that dream of like the house, the family. It kind of fucked me up that I remember genuinely crying my heart out to her, begging for her. And there was one thing that she said, and I'll never forget this, that she didn't want to see like a life with someone like me.
At first I didn't believe him because what he said was such a grand scale. I said, no way. He just met me. I'm a little kid. He said, you're gonna be the world champ.
All of those experiences, they are all very, very real. You may not be telling people about them, but you're thinking about them, you're carrying it, you're processing, you're triggered by it. It's all still there. Do yourself a favor and make the decision that you're not gonna let life stop you from living life.
Always, always, always talk good about yourself. Always talk positive about yourself. Always tell yourself you can do it. Always be that encourager.
What you put in is what you get out with lift. You know, you got to hold yourself accountable with your diet, training, and that's why I love it. And that's why I feel like I dedicate myself to something, and without it, I'd feel empty. I just love lifting. It ain't about gear. It ain't about ego. If you're like, oh, I don't look like these other people. Oh, I look like shit, I'm gonna stop lifting, there's no point. That's not fucking true at all. Okay? Just do what you're capable of and do it better every day. You live and you fucking learn.
Imagine you were born in a poor family.
You know, when I was a kid, 11, 12 years old, we didn't have money.
His father was an alcoholic, and his mother worked as a cleaner and cook to keep the family clothed and fed.
In a poor city, in a poor country.
He grew up on the impoverished island of Madeira.
And by the time you were 28 years old, you have so much money you can't even count it.
Most people will not understand your obsession, your drive, and your determination. Success is a lonely journey.
Most people quit. People only go to their talent level. And once their talent level is gone, it becomes a mental game. That the whole mental game sets in there. And most people can only perform to their talent. And they realize, man, why am I always messing up right here? Why is this like my big hurdle? It's because you're performing to your talent.
If you live in the future, you're anxious. If you live in the past, you're depressed. If you live in the now, you're happy.
You have to be in the gym every day. You have some problem, family problem, outside you have problem, he asks me all the time. If you have, let me know, I will fix. But you have to be focused in the gym, not just come and thinking about some stuff, you know. A lot of guys did some mistake. They come to the gym, but they not inside the gym.
Everything's a test. Everything's a test, and that is a good attitude to have. The alarm clock going off in the morning is a test. The last rep of the workout, it's a test.
I'm not happy sitting on the couch watching TV, eating popcorn.
I do it. I'm happy when I'm getting in miles or I'm hunting or when I'm suffering. So it's just like, what is happy? Your happy probably isn't my happy. People will say, don't you ever want to be happy? Yeah, I am when I'm miserable. It's no different than make pain your friend and you're never alone, right?
But when you say I'm not yet as great, do you really believe that?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I know I'm a learning fighter, you know what I mean?
But I can talk to 50 fight people and they'll say, this guy is close to becoming the best heavyweight ever.
Well, they don't know me. They don't know what goes in my head. They don't know. They don't know my insecurities. My insecurity is totally different than any other man's insecurity. I believe. I really believe that. I could be wrong, because I'm usually wrong.
Like, what are your insecurities?
My insecurities is performance.
You know, when I said I wanted to make a comeback, they laughed, called me delusional, all this, all that, blah 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 blah. That's all I heard. But I just want you to know one thing: if you have a dream and a goal and everything in your mind, and something deep down in your heart, don't let it go. If that thing is burning down inside, you need to go back to that place, because I did it.
Isn't it about time you become that person you knew you always could be? How do you do that? You break the fucking mold, guys. You get the fuck out of bed when it's cold, when it's early. You do something away from the normality of what you've been doing. That's psychotic behavior. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result doesn't work that way. You must switch up the mainframe. Switch it up if you want a different result, man.
Attitude comes first. We got to have guys that are going to believe in our mission. They're going to believe in what we want to do. Once they believe, then we can teach them the technique. It all starts with our mindset, and we've got guys that are completely bought into what we do.
I get up in the morning, I run 4 miles, then I walk 10 miles. Later on that day, I come back from my walk and I do 2,500 sit-ups. And it's an all-day process. You go upstairs, you get in the hot tub, you steam off, you go in the whirlpool, you rest, you get up, and afternoon you go to the gym.
Like, you got to start worrying about so much of what everyone thinks around you, and just do what makes you happy. Really, don't worry about what this person thinks, don't worry about what this person says. You know, if whatever decision you're gonna make, whether it's this right way or the left way, whatever, just do it for you.
You think if you don't fight back, then maybe they'll like you. Stop picking on you, calling you freak. Well, here's what it is. They don't like you. They don't dislike you. They're afraid of you. You're different. Sooner or later, different scares people. Victim or not, make a decision.
Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, you know, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today. You know, they got the same personal problems they had today. You know, and I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do.
How much sleep do you usually get?
I like getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Nowadays I can do that. But there's times where the schedule says, hey man, you're getting 3 hours. And if that's the case, right, Merry Christmas.
And it's one of the scariest feelings, is being sat in that arena and you sat there and you're getting your hands wrapped, the officials wrapping your hands, and you can hear the roar of the crowd like it's shaking the walls. And you know that somewhere, and you are scared to get in there, and you know that somewhere else in that arena is somebody else getting their hands wrapped as well. And you guys are just going to meet in the middle in front of millions of people and just fight.
I remember during one lunch break, I was in the car park and it was pissing rain down, and I just said to myself, there was some music playing, and it was like there wasn't even words to it, it was just a kind of a beat, and I got like I went somewhere with it, and I was like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna just drive out of this building, so I head home and pursue this dream of becoming a world champion in mixed martial arts, and that's what I did.
Doubt is such a strange thing. I mean, it's you know, there'll be times where you succeed and there are times that you fail. So wasting your time doubting whether you're going to be successful or not is pointless. It is. I mean, you just put one foot in front of the other, you control what you can't control, and then you see what the outcome is. Right? If you win, great. You're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey over again. If you lose, it sucks, but you're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey all over again anyway.
Now, our Christian self is always, I'm going to change now. You think with nearly 40 years old, I'm going to change? Of course not. Oh, you like me or you don't like me? It's part of the life. For me, it's not a problem. In the national team, it was like that. People say, he's done, he's 39, he's getting old. You know why? Because I didn't score the goal. Yeah. And the rest and the past.
People think it's bad to be obsessed. We love to be obsessed with the gym, so we sweat the small stuff, every little detail. Consistent discomfort equals consistent growth. being in a state of consistent discomfort means that you are consistently growing in some capacity and getting better. And even if you think deeper on that, if you are in a state of consistent discomfort, it means you're consistently changing. Because if you do the same thing consistently, what used to be discomfort then becomes comfort because your body gets used to it.
You're gonna be okay.
Okay.
Or not.
Or not, right?
Yeah.
Until you're not.
Until you're not.
And everybody's gonna be okay until they're not.
Yeah.
If you're happy all the time, you don't have to strive to find thoughts to make yourself happy.
Right. Yeah, I think being happy all the time is it's kind of an unlikely scenario.
Life is not gonna get easier. It's just that your mind and your body become more resistant, more strong. Same situation, more relaxed. Why? Because you finally start to find a solution that is within your reach, within your hands.
Perfection is impossible. In the 1,526 singles matches I played in my career, I won almost 80% of those matches. Now, I have a question for you. What percentage of points do you think I won in those matches? Only 54%. In other words, even top-ranked tennis players win barely more than half of the points they play.
One of the most valuable things is to have quality people around you, because it makes you want to do better. People that are curious and people that are honest, they inspire you to do the same, and it's extremely valuable.
If you aren't naturally tired at night and excited in the morning, then you probably haven't found something meaningful to work on. You are not stressed from doing too much. You are stressed from doing too little of what you care about.
Up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day before anybody else, and grounding my thought process is in the no one will outwork me. No one. I love and I respect you guys. You motherfuckers won't outwork me.
Till you die, you must become a new person every single day. Every day for the rest of your life. I don't want anyone to ever see the same person twice. If they see you, I want to be like, damn, bro, you changed again. I just saw you yesterday and you're even more on fire. Yep, I told you, man, I ain't gonna stay the same. Look, if you guys really want something, people are gonna make fun of you.
Remember this, nobody watches you more than people don't like you. So give them a show they'll never forget.
You can have what you want in 5 years, but there's 2 conditions. You have to know what it is, and you have to aim at it. Figure out what you want, write it down, figure out what you could do to start moving towards that.
Some people are just born to fight, I think. It's not that they're born brave. It's not that they're born strong.
One of the biggest lessons I've learned about mental strength is that if you lose your focus, if you're not present, things started to go the wrong way for you, it's fine. Accept it and then come back. And I think that recovery of how long you stay in that emotion is what differentiates you from maybe others.
A man stands up for what he believes in. And when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it. I don't care who it is. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. You know, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I'ma respect you. But you supposed to do the same. And if you don't, then hey, let's get it.
All right.
Game time.
Outwork everybody. They watch, I work. They whisper, I work. They wait, I work. They wish, I work. They whine, I work. I outwork everybody.
I don't want to have to motivate you to get in the gym in the first place.
If you're lazy, man, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with you. You don't make me feel dumber.
The people that I've always had issues or problems with are the people that don't demand excellence from themselves.
Show up to play, and you're going to lollygag through this scrimmage, through this drill. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to let you know I beat you. I'm going to want you to reconsider your professional life choice.
You know, people always going to have their opinions. You got certain people that they just live and die for this one way of thinking. And so, you know, my thing is like, you know what I mean? Blind can't lead the blind, bro.
Yes,
Somebody
sir.
got to have a vision.
Yes, sir.
You got to follow who got the vision.
I think things do take time. Everybody has a different approach, obviously, going in. You know, I wasn't supposed to be the guy I am today. Nobody expected that. But nonetheless, nothing's guaranteed and nothing's promised. And so I take advantage of every opportunity that comes.
My love language is actions. I do not involve myself with emotionalism. I exhibit emotional intelligence. So guess what? It doesn't matter how the fuck I feel. Winners do it like they love it, even when they don't feel like it.
You have to constantly rewrite your book every day of your life. These aren't just words I say, this is how I have to live. The most important conversation when you have with yourself. But most of our conversations are not the right ones. They're not the ones that are gonna push us to the place we need to go. They're the ones that are gonna keep us sitting in that toxic environment that you've helped create and everybody else helped create, and you just live in it.
I know it gets hard and the weight gets heavy, but look at all the things we survived already. You're stronger than you know. Just focus on the goal. The rain is just water that's helping you to grow.
If this is you, you gotta rewire your brain. Oh, I look like shit. You shouldn't be saying that to yourself. Look, I'm not saying that you can't look like shit. Like, you can have a bit too much body fat on you. You can be kind of out of shape, but do not beat yourself up in the process.
We all have that voice that say, hey man, you know, you're kind of wimping out right now. You're kind of being a little punk right now. But I would say, okay, that's okay. It's okay to tell these little white lies to ourselves. So we first have to face the real you.
Why we don't believe that we can do it better? You have to believe, you have to be positive.
Believe. I think you should believe in everything.
To try to change the things.
And of course, the rest, it's the dedication, the hard work.
You have to implant that in your mind that we are capable to change things.
And believe in your talent. I think it's the main point.
I became feelingless. And what that means is I'm not saying turn off your feelings towards your family, your wife, your husband. I'm not saying that. Turn your feelings off when it comes down to you wanting to be better. What that means is when that alarm clock goes off, your feelings gotta go away.
Nietzsche said, I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenge.
But I'm content, I'm happy. I was a kid chasing a dream and turned this into a life for my family. But the question you have to ask is, what's more important? What I attain on the journey or the person I become on the journey? And I'm content with the person I see in the mirror, man. I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and I'm in a good spot. So all of this built me into that. Titles are great, but this experience is worth more than that.
Fake people, they always say, oh, you good, you good, you good. You know, it's like they never say to you nothing because they don't want to upset you. Because they know they're gonna lose this comfortable zone. The real people, they don't care about this. They was with you before you become famous and rich, and they don't care about your money, they don't care about your fame. They just love you.
The hard way is the easy way, because the easy way never gets you there. You're gonna lose sleep, you'll doubt whether it'll work, you'll stress to make ends meet, you won't finish your to-do list, you'll wonder if you made the right call, and have no way to know for years. That's what hard feels like. You can't wish for life to not be stressful, because stress is what happens while you're alive. The only people who have no stress are dead people.
Every second of the day, he is trying to extract more from something. He's constantly thinking, he's constantly disciplined, never going off the path. Whatever is injured on him, he figures a way. It's a conqueror's mindset. And very few people, if any, can really understand what that is.
I definitely think fighting has opened the path to redemption for me. I mean, I've been in boot camp and juvenile detentions and programs and all this stuff that's supposed to help you. And I mean, that didn't help, you know. But when I found something that I wanted and that I really was gonna chase, no matter what roadblock was in front of me, I would break it down and go get it.
Here's what God can do for you, man. God has a tendency to pick up a nobody, to be somebody in front of everybody without consulting anybody.
If you hang around with 5 confident people, you'll become the 6th. If you hang around with 5 successful people, you'll become the 6th. If you hang around with 5 idiots, you'll become a circle of clowns. Who you surround yourself will directly impact who you will become. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
I will tell you this, Joe. You will never, never in life meet a hater doing better than you.
That's a fact.
Ever.
And I'm gonna get up every day and I'm gonna outwork everybody in the room and I'm gonna go get it.
Some talk bad about you, some talk good, but when they talk bad, you're doing a good job, my friend, trust me.
I'm no monster. When people read about me, I was just a boy. I was just a little kid. I had no one to protect me. I had no publicity firm to protect me. I'm nobody. I'm probably a famous person in France and here, but you know, I'm still a grassroots person. And my grassroots background, we don't back down from anyone.
Because when you jumped into it, it was like, oh, it's a cool outlet. I'm like doing it, and I get good affirmation that there's something for me. Don't know what that is, but I'm getting healthier. I stopped smoking. I'm losing weight. The health scares are going away. And a lot of people, I feel, when they jump into mixed martial arts in 2024, it's like, I'm gonna be in the UFC. I want to be a world champ. You got it all wrong. It's like, it's a journey. You want to enjoy learning mixed martial arts, be healthier, and just have an outlet instead of the rat race.
All those mornings that you don't want to fucking get up, and look at it as like a rock. And you find this fucking rock, and that rock is you. And every day you fight not wanting to get up, and you do anyway. You chip another piece off that fucking rock. And every day you fucking eat the right foods, and every day you go to train, and you train harder and harder and harder and harder, and you get up earlier, and all these things you do to start forming yourself. You're chipping another fucking piece of that rock up. Before you know it, you have this beautiful fucking piece of artwork that you built.
I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me. I can't concern myself too much with what other people think. You know, it's just not healthy. I don't think I could continue to do what I do if I was constantly worrying about what somebody thought about it.
You talk about talent and hard working? Yeah. You know, most of the talent people, they're lazy. Most of them. I met a lot of talent people, but they all like, I don't want to say 100, but 99% they're lazy. Because Allah give them this and they think, okay, but hard working, when you don't have talent, you have to work so hard. When you work so hard and sacrifice your time, you become more disciplined.
Yeah, you're gonna blow some stuff. You're gonna make some bad decisions. You're gonna screw some things up. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Don't sit around being afraid that you might screw something up. You're gonna screw something up. That's guaranteed. Go do it. Get a good story out of it.
I look in the fucking audience, and these people sign up fucking every year, go to convention, thinking they're gonna learn something fucking different. So a lot of people talk about discipline. Okay, great. Why do you fall off the fucking wagon? Why can't I continue with this routine? People talk about discipline and fucking determination and fucking, repetitions and all this shit. Consistency. Why people fall off the wagon so often is because their mind is full of shit. Your mind hasn't gotten any stronger because you haven't gone back in there and dealt with shit. So the second adversity comes, like, my God, I'm so fucking fit. What's wrong? Your mind is still soft. So I work on the mind.
Always, always, always talk good about yourself. Always talk positive about yourself. Always tell yourself you can do it. Always be that encourager. If you really want to be great at something, it definitely doesn't happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a year or two. And even if you're having a great season or you're having a career year, there's still so much more room to continue to improve. It's still much more room for you to continue with the process of becoming great where it's sustainable.
You got to get through bad feelings. You got to get through failure. It's very important. And you get through it by just picking yourself back up and moving forward and going.
3 things that I would tell anybody, whether they're 10 years old or 30 years old. Clarify and define your vision for yourself in the highest possible way that you could see it. Be delusional even. Number 2 is believe it.
I just had to work extra hard, so I had to become a man quicker than I wanted to. And my whole thing was I was put on this earth to do something, and I was blessed to be able to play basketball. But my main thing was to keep striving to be a better person. That's one thing my mom always instilled in me was, it doesn't matter what nobody thinks of you as a basketball player. They're always gonna look at you as a person first.
You're gonna lay in the bed you make. You're not gonna get away with nothing in terms of the energy. They might not catch you for what you're doing, but the energy is always gonna return to you. So when you just living in this cycle of being negative all day and just putting out negativity and that's the only energy you putting out, it's gonna return to you in a different form than you put it out in.
What I've learned is to always keep going. Always. There's been times, particularly early in my career, where it just feels like this is the end. But what I've come to find out is that, no matter what happens, the storm eventually ends. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready.
I want you to embrace that you're a better person than you were then. It seems like you kind of fall back on this I'm a piece of shit thing. It's almost like you use that as a little bit of a shield.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to do that.
Doesn't matter what anybody has to say about me. I know who I am as a person. I know how I feel. And always just trust yourself. And that was my goal and my focus. And
it's impossible. Can't be done. I've heard that so many times. 4 of them will be right. I know they had to hear that. Fly? Y'all crazy. Supposed to fly would have wings. Roger Bannister, first man to break the 4-minute mile. I'm sure they told him it couldn't be done. They've been saying it couldn't be done for years. No way he can run a mile in under 4 minutes, Roger.
My dad had a handwritten quote on a 5x7 card that faded over the years. It was just stuck to the wall. It wasn't framed or anything. And the quote was, life responds to effort. That is the truest fact, that life responds to effort. I think people want life to respond to their wishes or their desires, their wants, their needs. It doesn't.
It's hard doing something for a long time, getting up every single day and you're not where you want to be at just yet, and then doing it again the next day and doing it again the next day. That's actually hard, but you're building your mental endurance. Stop looking for the end result and just enjoy the process, bro. This is not fairyland, bro. You got to put in work in the real world, bro. Anything worth having is going to take hard work. You got to understand that. It's not going to fall in your lap.
I think whenever we're going through a hard time, we just want it to end. But it's those moments that allow us to appreciate the good ones.
What would you say to someone who's going through a string of bad days or bad weeks or bad months?
Say it's okay. You're not alone. I think sometimes a quick word of just looking at them and being like, I know, you're not alone. Give them a hug and be like, this is shit right now and it's okay, but you're not alone.
You are not going to win. Life is not always about winning and losing as a man. Sometimes life is about simply fighting anyway, standing up and doing what you're supposed to do, even if you know there is no chance of victory. It's easy to be brave when you have hope. When you have no hope at all, that's where true bravery is shown. And that's what I want to see from my men.
What I come to find out, it's not always about, the money. Of course, I'm Floyd Money Mayweather, and of course, who don't like to make a lot of money or who don't like the finer things in life? But if you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have no freedom, then it's just like you being broke.
Say, I had to believe in it. I had to feel it. I had to have faith in it for it to happen. So you're damn right I did.
So this journey you're on, it hasn't felt long and it doesn't feel anywhere near complete.
I'm only warming up.
Well, what else am I gonna do? I don't really want to do anything else. I don't want to get a job. I don't want to have to get up and I don't want to listen to a boss or do all that, So this is an option for me. So I stuck with it and John encouraged it. John believed in me and made me believe in myself that we could go and do this.
The real message is we all started from nowhere. I mean, we all had bullshit jobs. We all felt like losers. But through time and effort, you build a stronger human. You build a stronger body, you build a stronger mind, you build accomplishments and will and momentum, and then you look back and you go, hey man, I'm not washing tables anymore.
But instead of looking through the dust cloud of what could happen, let's pretend it's a year from now and we're looking backwards. And let's pretend it was the best year of your life. What would have to happen in your life for it to be the best year of your life?
You're not always going to feel like killing it. It's not like every variable is always going to be in your favor. So if things are a little off and you still get after it, then how do you think you'll perform when you actually did get enough rest and you did eat enough food and you're fully hydrated and you're just physically like, all right, come on. You're going to do that much better.
Loss is part of life. If you don't have loss, you don't grow. This isn't tough, this is life. That's how it goes in this game. Part of life is losing. I think everybody here can say one time or another, maybe not in a fight, but you felt like a loser. And how do you come back from it? Let's see.
Success breeds envy. It breeds bitterness, but one thing envy and bitterness will do is hold you back. So I choose not to pay attention to it. You can either look, you can be bitter and let it eat away at you, or you can look and you can realize this is the way it must be done, and you can follow my lead.
I think a lot of people they see you run and they say, oh, it looks so easy, it really looks effortless. But before it gets to that point, it's hard. It's like hard work. Day in, day out, sacrifice. Day in, day out, just dying. This time when you run and you just want to stop, you just want to give up, like, the hell with this, I just want to go home.
No more gray decisions in your life. It either serves the man or the woman you want to become, the business you want, the father you want to be, the wife you want to be, the mom you want to be, the leader you want to be, the business you want to have. Your actions either serve and take you towards that version of yourself, or those actions take you away from that.
What if you stopped half-assing everything and went all in for 1 year? No more excuses, no more shortcuts, no more giving 50% effort and expecting 100% result. What if for 12 months, 365 days, every single thing you did in every single area of your life was 100% maximum effort?
So let me get this straight. God gives you all these gifts, and you want to say, if you wanted to, why don't you go do it? Why don't you exalt him? Why don't you prove him right? Why don't you go prove him right that he gave you these gifts? These are unique gifts. These are not the gifts he gives to everybody else. Go do it. Why don't you do it? Why don't you pursue it?
I don't give a fuck what nobody think about me. Because if everybody like me, then I'm pussy. He who is a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. I'm not friendly, but I'm a great friend. And that's just my perspective on it.
Driven human beings are going to always feel like they're behind. They're going to always feel like they're not doing good enough. They're going to always feel like they're not far enough. They're all going to always feel like you're losing. Look, winning, this is how it feels. 90% of the time, you're going to feel like you're getting your balls kicked in. All right? 8% of the time, you're going to be confused and you're frustrated.
When you put your best effort into something, you already feel that you get the victory. You don't always need to get the belts and all that to feel recognized. The victory is not always inside the octagon. I know how hard I work. I know how good I am.
Let people miss out on you, man. Never beg somebody to be in your life, bro. Let them miss out on a new you. You know, you gotta understand, like, you're the prize, bro. Especially when you know you're the prize and you know you bring nothing but good intentions and great energy and elevation to somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them miss out on you. You feel me?
You know, there's a cliche, oh, I train really hard, you work hard. It's good to work hard, but work smart. It's more important. And if you know deep down inside that you have done everything that you can to be at your optimal form in terms of preparation, you can go out there with confidence. And confidence, remember, is not the absence of fear.
If you look the same for long enough and you don't want to, clearly something's not working. I think people kind of fear taking that first step into progress because it's going to result in a change. You know, change can be kind of scary for people.
Look, you got to remember, you are the one training. You are the one doing this shit. And it's not all going to be written out for you fucking perfectly. There's no training book where if you read the whole thing, every single part of that training is going to apply directly to your build and your style. And just, I mean, partially even just your fucking preferences.
That's when I met my strength and conditioning coach who was getting ready to climb Kilimanjaro, and he's training hard, and he's like, what are you training for? And I was like, I'm a UFC fighter. And he's like, no, you're not. You're not a professional athlete. Like, you can't even touch your toes. Like, you can't even squat. He was a really big, pivotal moment in my life because I thought I was working hard and I thought I was training, but he started to kind of keep it real with me from the beginning and expose me and started teaching me how to work hard.
Stop wasting your time. Death is coming for us all, but not at the end of our life, Seneca said. No, we are dying every day. Every minute that passes is as good as dead to us. It is gone forever. How much time have you already wasted on your phone today? How much time have you wasted ruminating on the past or worrying about the future? Now is now. It is the only thing you have for certain. Memento mori. You are mortal. Live and act accordingly.
Everyone's like, oh, later in life, I want to do this. Later in life, I want to do that. Later in life is turning around, looking in the mirror right now.
How do you motivate yourself? Can you say, actually, I get Snapchat messages. Mario, people send me messages saying, Pat, can you give me a motivational content today for me to get motivated? If you don't know how to self-motivate yourself, cross this thing out.
Don't wait 10 years. Don't wait 10 minutes. Don't even wait 10 seconds. The time to start is now.
My philosophy, I'm trying to be calm inside of me, I'm trying to not be regretting, sad. I'm trying to not be too much excited. I want peace inside of my mind.
I just want to say to everyone at home, listen, if you ever get the chance to do something and you're scared to do it, you should definitely do it.
Just believe in yourself. Believe that you're better than everyone else. You know what I mean? When I was always looking at fights or looking at anything, obviously I can do this. I'm as good as that. Just believe in yourself and be cocky and be confident and be humble. Train hard. That's it. Just believe in yourself, and no matter what people say.
Nothing is going to be easy. Just get over it. Every time you think, oh, this could look, just immediately skip to it. Oh, that's not true. There's something I don't know about that. Just skip to it. The faster you can train that muscle, that as soon as you have this FOMO, just slow down and realize that you don't know enough.
Life is hard. Everything worth doing is hard. There is no easy path. And so many of you spend so much time, so much energy, and get yourself so frustrated searching for the easy way to get what you want, when in reality, if you just accepted everything worthwhile is hard and just stopped beating your head against the wall looking for the easier, quicker, faster, freer way, it makes the path that much easier because now you know the game that you're playing.
I miss who I am. I'm everything. I miss who the fuck I am, and I'm not ashamed of who I am, but it bothers me that I'm that way.
Don't share a dinner table with people that you wouldn't starve with. I don't eat with people that I wouldn't starve with. I eat with my own. I don't try and bring people in and have this kind of fake thing.
The most driven individuals, they live a life for many years without balance. You can't be the best at something and try to balance everything else around your life. There's going to be times where things are going to be out of balance. It just is.
You got to figure it out. Right? If you really have an obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out, right? And every puzzle is constructed differently. Right? AI's situation when he came into the league was different than mine. Mike's situation in Chicago was different than mine. Right? Everybody has a different puzzle, man. You just got to figure out your own puzzle.
It is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, that, my friend, is very hard to do.
You say to someone who's going through a string of bad days, or bad weeks, or bad months,
say it's okay. You're not alone. I know. You're not alone. This is shit right now, and it's okay. But you're not alone. If you're able to just stick in what you're doing right now, and in those hard times, believing they're going to lead to good times, it just creates a lot less friction in your life, and I think whenever we're going through a hard time, we just want it to end, but it's those moments that allow us to appreciate the good ones.
There's not anything on earth I don't feel like I can do. If I feel like I put my mind to it, I can do it, period. Nothing will stop me and nothing can stop me. That's how I feel.
Someone asked me earlier, was like, how do you keep going even when you aren't seeing results? I don't got to see results today. I know that they're coming anyway. So like, that's actually the driving factor. Like, knowing that one day you will see something is enough for me.
I was willing to die doing something that I love. So if you're willing to die to do something that you love, 99% of the time you're gonna come out on top.
What you do frequently becomes your frequency. If you want to know your life, look at your habits. That's what you do frequently, right? And they add up to a rhythm. That rhythm becomes a pattern. That pattern becomes your character. That character becomes your life. You're not going to be able to break out of it until you change something about who you are. So there's so many people that's operating from a paradigm of fear.
Right.
They got too much fear. Courage is where it starts.
This is real, dude. This is real. Every day you wake up, you're gonna probably be set back for the first 4 weeks before you lose to significant weight because of the mind's gonna be fucking with you the whole time. So I know why you go on Instagram. I know why because you just have the time. You have the time because you don't want to put that time into bettering oneself.
Movement is medication. Exercise is a beautiful thing for the mind. It puts you somewhere where you need to be. Yeah, the training sessions I've been getting in have been phenomenal. My body is responding to that, and my mind is responding to that. I was training morning, I go home, rest, I come, I train in nighttime, I go home, and I was like, no, it's not enough 2 times.
When you're built different than everybody else and you have this desire for more and this desire for achievement and this desire to win, everybody else looks at you like you're fucked up.
When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't want to talk to you, man, because you're not going to get it. You will never understand what is wrong with me. And that's why I'm so fucking glad you don't. because I'm in the right fucking spot.
Another day of winning. We seem to be winning every goddamn day. Nothing can stop me. There's nothing that can break my mindset. I'm bulletproof. Every fucking day we win. You can throw anything at me. Next Saturday night at 11:30 p.m., we'll still be winning.
Everything is possible in your life when you believe. When you believe, everything is possible.
Believe in your capacities, work hard, dedicate yourself 100%. Believe all the time, believe that this is going to be possible.
And I realized, man, I'm fixing stuff on a surface level. I'm all surface, man. I'm not going deep into the cellar of my mind and fixing the foundation of my soul. My soul is broken. I knew I could fix it, but I was afraid to go back.
If you're like hyper focused and you're just like, you like really invest the time and the effort, you can make really, really fast progress. Invest lots of time, lots of effort, you go the extra mile, you go the extra 10 miles, and you're like constantly overdoing things, then you will improve faster than anybody else by many times.
There are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. It's you and your shadow. In the beginning, everybody's there. All the pretenders and the contenders. They're all there. But the last yard of life, the last mile of the journey, ain't nobody but you and your shadow.
If you feel like right now you're looking around and you're lost or directionless, I would take about 15 minutes and figure out what the hell you want to do with your life, and I would start getting after it.
We cannot relax. We must continue to earn that rest. There's no failure here. Whatever you put in is what you're gonna get back. If you give it all you have, you're gonna get max potential back. And then who knows what to come. That's the beautiful thing. If you don't show up, guys, you know the outcome.
To look better, to be bigger, you can't be happy. You have to be insufferable. You have to make the other people around you hate you.
Whatever you believe in, have the utmost confidence in it. Don't let nobody stray you away from not believing in yourself, believing in whatever you want to do, wherever you want to be. Have the utmost confidence and discipline with that. Ain't nobody ever break that or take that from you.
People only root for others at 2 times. First, when they're at the beginning of the race. Second, when they finish. Neither is when you need it. So, you have to master the middle. The boring, exhausting, soul-crushing middle. That's where the winning happens, on your own.
Is this going to make me better? No. It goes. Is this going to help my life? No. It goes. Is this going to create a brighter future for those around me? No. It goes. And it's simple as that.
Nobody seen my vision. Nobody believed in what I was talking about. And I get it. That's cool. Just give me some time and I'm gonna show you how we finna do this.
Mental toughness doesn't come from sitting on the couch. It doesn't come from wishing it will come true. It comes from putting in the work. And you have to start developing your mindset. Mindset is not developed by wishing. Mindset is developed by doing.
What one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? If you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that you could not fail, what one thing would you set as a goal for yourself? Because sometimes answering that question will tell you the one thing that you've been put on this earth to accomplish.
It's just the way it should be. You shouldn't be focused on others. You should be focused on yourself and what you're doing. And it's just noise from different faces. I don't even know what it is. So I'm just focusing on me, and that's why I am where I am.
Nothing is easy, That's why you always hear my slogan, hard work and dedication. I believe in working hard, and I'm going to dedicate myself to whatever I'm involved in. You got to dedicate yourself.
I was only 15, but he said, you got to have the confidence and belief. If you could believe it, you can do it. That you can punch hard enough, you can do it. You got to believe it. You have all the tools, but if you believed it in your heart, I will let you fight tomorrow for the title. I realized that it's not the age of a child that makes him a man. It's his actions that makes him a man.
You have to love it to be the best at it. You have to love the sport. Anyone that's just in there to go for the money, it's good to be successful and have financial status. But if you only go in there for the money, you can only reach a certain status. And I'm in there for greatness and peace of mind.
Ironically, they call me a pariah. All my life, I've been assailed by pariahs. And I don't know, and I'm just a young kid, and I've just been abused so much in my life that I've become accustomed to being abused, and I'm just, believe it or not, starting to wake up and starting to love myself and appreciate who I am and what I am.
Your growth frightens those with no plans of changing. You've changed, we heard. That's what they said when we started to grow. We now have a clearer vision, we have a smaller circle, we're going, we're growing, we're hunting.
How big are your dreams? Here's what I want to do. Also want to do this. Also, I'm not talking about dreams. I'm talking about big, lofty, you know how they say hairy, BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goals. Like I'm talking massive dreams and goals, not small ones. I'll write it down. I say, I want to be able to have this one day. You can't have a path, but I want it.
I think I'm fighting a war that will never end. The hardest part is no one sees it. I wake up tired, I go to sleep exhausted, and in between, I'm carrying things I don't talk about.
You know, there's always a chance to come back stronger, better. Use the off season to be honest with yourself on what you need to do to get better. We all go through that journey in your career. You know, losing sometimes can make you better, so you just don't let it knock your confidence.
So I would say when you wake up, make sure you start with that gratitude, be grateful, be thankful. There's a few people in this world that don't get a chance to live out that day again. And we only can literally take one day at a time. I can't force anything. I can't force the time to go faster. I can only take one day at a time, so I suggest you do the same.
Show up and put the work in. Show up and believe in yourself. Show up and be great. Show up and have faith. Showing up is half the work. A lot of y'all not showing up. You just have to show up.
There's going to be points that people are going to mistake my confidence for arrogance because they don't understand the process I went through and how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen. You know, I had to convince myself that I'm going to make it, you know, regardless of how people felt at that time.
Reality is the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. You know, every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle because risk is where success comes.
Suffering has made me who I am. So that's why I'm pretty protective of the power of it, I think. In life, you're going to have chosen suffering and unchosen suffering, and one can prepare for the other.
I don't understand why you would allow your own mind, to take power from you. Why would you let your own mind convince you you're not a lucky person, or I'm not this, or I'm not confident? Why would you let your own mind sabotage you? Why wouldn't you reprogram your own mind to be on your team?
The greatest achievement of somebody comes right after their worst defeat. When they've hit rock bottom, hit the bottom of the barrel, they got nothing left. Everyone's given up on them. They've lost all their worldly possessions. They're dead broke on their back. It's at that point, guys, when everything's lost, that everything can be gained.
And I'm obsessed with being the best version of myself. And that's a daily thing. And some days are better than others. But people give up right before they get what they've always wanted to get. People quit and they give up. And I will not be the person who quit before I got what I wanted.
If you can list the fucked up things that have happened in your life and you somehow made it past all of this to be in a position where you can still go make some stuff happen, that's what you have in common with every hero of every story.
Am I going to reach my full potential? That is a scary thought, by the way. You know why? Because no one else matters in this world when it comes down to that. It's only you versus you. Nobody does. Not your competitors, nothing.
When you go all in, you have to realize you are sacrificing what you currently have. The fun, times with friends, times just chilling, you are gonna have to sacrifice. There was a period in my life where there was no chilling. There was zero relaxation at the end of the day, no decompression time, nothing.
If you think about, like in a boxing match, someone's getting punched and they keep getting knocked out and the ref is counting 1, 2, like waits, you know, to make sure if they are gonna get up or not, right? And I feel like it's those low moments that really ended up taking up a lot of time and energy. You get knocked down after a failure, but you're actually in control, literally, at how fast you bounce back.
So all the young ones out there, just keep doing what you need to do. Believe in yourself. It's all in the mind. All the hard work is in the gym. The easy part is fighting. Don't ever think that it's over. It's not over. I've lost plenty of fights as well. So never think your dreams are over. It's always there.
You know, think about your ex-girlfriend or somebody who pissed you off in between sets, whatever you want to do. Listen to your music, get hyped up. As long as you can get those hard sets done, you know, take a couple seconds beforehand, a couple huffs and puffs, go hard, then in between sets, you kind of just get to chill for a second.
It's not the end of the world, man. Your physique isn't everything. It's about that mindset.
If you have the mindset to carry it, your body will follow. We just grab the camera and record. It's always like this too. There's not a moment, there's not a rest of just complete diabolical fucking arguing, stressing, and working out.
Time's gonna pass anyway. So if you can get yourself on just, there's a phrase, there's like a quote to describe it. But you can get yourself on this path of getting that little 1%, little jumps better on the daily, on the regular, and that's just what you do. Before you know it, you're gonna be freaking miles ahead of where you ever could have thought you could have got to.
I'm not gonna listen to nobody but myself anymore. I'm listening to all these outside factors. I think that's why I did so bad. Because I wasn't listening to myself last time.
It is actually a medicine. If you get the way I feel, if I cold plunge, have a hard workout, get in the sauna, stretch out, and then go about my day. If you could put that in a pill, people are like, oh my God, my new anti-anxiety medication is so incredible.
Yeah.
That pill, especially if it did all the things that exercise did without exercise, it would be the most valuable pill in the world.
I remember when I was a kid, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I didn't like myself. I didn't like what I saw in myself because I wanted to change my environment. And martial art taught me that if you want to change your environment, you want to change yourself, you need to love yourself first.
It takes pure focus and discipline to get the things that you want out of life. I think I got to a point in my life where I had to really look myself in the mirror and realize that I'm responsible for how my life turns out. They say the way you're born is not your fault, but the way you die is your fault. You can't take shortcuts as an adult and expect to have a great life.
Because once you start to feel like you can keep on going, then you're going to feel like you can go further. But first you got to feel like you can go. And then it will all evolve, man. I promise you.
We think we can't change ourselves, but we can. We think we can change other people, but we can't.
Exactly. You can't change other people. You can change your reaction to them. You can change yourself. But other people only change through trauma or their own insight on their own schedule, and never in a way that you like.
There's a reason why I don't play around. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I know what I want. I got blessed with something that sounds impossible. Knowing what I was involved in. I played in the rain. I balled up socks and shot in the laundry basket. I have a problem with this now. I love the game so much and don't care about what it gives me. As far as the materialistic things, the money, the fame, all that, I don't care about that. I love the game.
But you gotta realize in life, you gonna face that. You gonna fall, you gonna have losses. You gotta get up. You gotta get up, baby, and grind. You know what I'm saying? You got to, whatever it is.
If you're not really feeling it, it's cold, you're tired, you stayed up late, you're a little bit under rested, you didn't drink enough water, that's where that little voice in the back of your head, that subconscious thought will emerge that says, dude, just, come on, you don't need to work out right now. Just stay home. Just stay home, man. You don't need to go. Just chill. And that is a thought that you need to nip in the bud, right? Shut that shit down ASAP.
And then I said, I want to be an NBA player. I want to be the best player in the world. And she said, you know, you need to be more realistic. You know, that's probably not going to happen. And I remember everybody laughing. You know, I cried. You know, I remember my mom wiping my face and telling me that, remember this moment. You know, never let anybody tell you what you can or can't do.
There's 10,000 times more going on inside the head of a man than you have any idea. He's carrying burdens that you don't have a clue about. And he don't know how to express them. And he don't know what to do about it. And he figures if he puts it out there and communicates it, he's just going to be shot down, called a fool, called weak. So he carries it inside, and you have no clue.
I will win, I will win, I will win. When that negative voice pops into your head and tells you that you don't have it in you, that you should give up and go back to your old ways, that you don't have any chance at succeeding, you must tell yourself that you will win, as conviction is one of the greatest powers that you possess.
There is no light without dark. 5,000 years ago, the Chinese drew yin and yang for a reason. They are linked. They go together. There is no such thing as a successful person without a failure. Without the failures, there's no success. You need both. For there to be winners, there has to be losers.
Remember this, is that people are time wasters, and the great majority of people have no goals, they have no priorities, they have no plans, they have no concern about becoming successful, and they think that you are the same. They think because their time isn't worth anything, that your time isn't worth anything also. So be very alert to that.
The man who never fell has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory.
If you have a vision, you can do anything, bro. I don't care what nobody else says. It does not fucking matter, bro. It don't matter. I promise you it don't matter.
They see I don't party, bro, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and they see that and they're like, bro, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go have fun. You are. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm having fun, and I try to tell them, like, don't let me affect what you do,
I'm
bro.
gonna be good regardless.
I'm gonna be good regardless, but I'm comfortable who I am.
I'm gonna grind it out now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna set up the foundation so I can enjoy myself later. That's always been my mentality, and that works for me.
6 months. You know exactly what you need to do this year. Get you a better diet, go to sleep early, wake up early, work out, read a book. Get the fuck off your phone and focus. I guarantee if you give me 6 months of that, you change your life, bro.
Evolution every day is just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
Rule number 1, do not be entitled. Earn everything. Choose hard work over handouts, always. Consistent, intentional, hard work should be your default, always. Choose it over handouts. Be self-reliant, skilled, and strong in mind, body, and spirit.
You know, I've been around for a long time. You know, I've been training since I was 7 years old, competing since I was 8. It's like second nature, you know what I mean? So it's just about, you know, staying focused, make sure my mind is on the goal, and that's always to come out on top.
Sure, everybody wants to win. Everybody goes in there with the eye of the tiger. Even the tiger loses. Even the tiger becomes defeated. The tiger becomes frustrated. You know what I mean? And he fought his heart out.
What I set out to do and what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to do it, and then I went out and done it. But with that, it's done. I'm over it now. I'm not going to stare at it. You stare at your past and you'll end up staying there. It's okay to look back and admire it, but you carry on. I'm not in the business of staring back at it.
How do you beat other people? And I want to be clear. I don't really think you need to beat anybody, right? If you just beat you every day, you'll beat everybody by default. And I think that you'll get to the end of the race and realize no one else is really racing me.
I don't care nothing about fame, yeah? I don't care about fame. The gold belt is what I want. The 2 gold belts. I was a 2-weight world champion in the previous organization. Now I'm on the big stage at the UFC. I want that featherweight belt and I want that lightweight belt. That's my goal. The money is going to come with that. Don't get me wrong.
You'll notice this, the better shape you get in and the better your clothes fit you. You could walk in a room with somebody and the person literally wearing a white button-up shirt could say, "Why are you so dressed up?" It's about how it fits you. It's about how you walk in with it. It's about the confidence you have because you built your body. It's a lot easier to be stylish when you're built like the mannequin.
And I'm like living on this dream of me becoming this global superstar with these millions of pounds in the bank and with these titles and traveling. I'm living on that dream. But I'm in Atherton in Greater Manchester. It's raining outside. I can't afford to put fuel in my car. And I've got 3 kids upstairs crying. I felt like I'm here with this wife and kids and I ain't providing nothing. And that was really tough for me mentally at that time, where I'm like, how am I gonna provide for all these people? That, I think, for me was the toughest time for me.
Guys supposed to be in NFL and MLB, or they're supposed to be greater things, you know, and most of them is stood at home working a job they don't like, talking about the days when they was in high school and they did certain stuff. And I always told myself that's not gonna be me, you know. The older people that was older than me, and even with drugs too, I was like, this ain't gonna stop me, you know. I was like, I ain't gonna let this be it, you know. This ain't it for me.
Now, if you have a clear picture in your head of something is gonna happen, and a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's perfect.
I hate negative people. If you're negative, you got to get away from it. If I have an idea, the first thing you want to talk about is the problems with it. Then we got an issue. There's a time to talk about problems, but not while I'm dreaming.
Brother, every single day that you stay the same, you are robbing the people you love of a better life. Your future kids deserve a father that is strong enough to play with them, that is wise enough to teach them, and is successful enough to provide for them. The woman that you'll marry deserves a man that's built himself into someone that is worth building a life with.
Take yourself back to that dark place. That place where you had no hope. I want you to remember how far you came. We didn't come this far to only come this far.
Two keywords: delayed gratification. I want to be huge. I want to be fucking big. I want to look diced. You know, I want to learn how to fucking box. I want to be like a national level boxer or any fucking endeavor at all. You got to be kind of content with doing the exact same thing, basically, day after day after day, and making reasonable progress.
Everybody's going through it. I used to think there was something wrong with me. I used to be really embarrassed about it. And, I talked to Randy Couture about it. And Randy said that the one thing that he learned is that he could never defeat it. He could never defeat the second guessing or the negative voice in his head. And that he just learned, I just got to learn to compete with it.
Bro, please just enjoy your life and please work as hard as you can to achieve the things you want. Right? Not everything is going to be given to you. A lot of things you're going to have to earn out here, and that's hard. You're going to have to be a hard worker. I'm a hard worker. A lot of people in the world are hard workers that want the best of the best, not only for themselves, for their family, all right?
Around mile 30, I started feeling my shins starting to get extremely sore. And I started to develop stress fractures, shin splints. I started feeling the metatarsals in my feet starting to break at around mile 50. By mile 70, I was totally destroyed.
It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, that you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. How you hold yourself in the small things of life. Build the character winning blocks of the things that we'll remember for. It begins right now with no one looking, man. And how you hold yourself, how you see yourself. What do you do when no one's watching?